Jake, are you there? I have some really big news, and I could really do with you being able to talk to me at the minute.
Hey, I'm free. What's up?
Well, you know that my grandma passed away recently, right?
Yeah?
Well, she left me some inheritance, and I've just gone and found out what it was, and you will never believe it.
Was it a secret diary of long lost lovers?
What? No. She left me $6 million.
Whoa. What?
That was my reaction.
But how? I mean, she never seemed as if she had that kind of money.
I know, right? But apparently she invested a load of money into stocks and bonds and stuff, and she actually had some shares in some pretty big named companies. She had shares in Apple and Microsoft, for God's sakes.
But if she had that much money, why didn't she ever use it for herself?
Well, in her letter to me, she said that she had never felt the need to flaunt her wealth and use it on trivial things. She was happy and as content as she could possibly be with her life, and she didn't want things to change, which she knew would happen if she revealed that she was rich. Basically, she liked things as they were in her life.
I mean, that's fair enough. If she was happy as she was, then money wasn't gonna make her more happy.
Yeah, precisely. And it's not like she didn't use a bit of it. When she got into her old age, she used the funds to keep herself afloat and to make sure that she and my granddad wouldn't have to worry about things when they retired.
I guess it's kind of nice to know that money isn't everything to some people and that they would rather live a simple life, full of love and happiness, than one full of people simply after your money.
Yeah, I guess so. But what am I supposed to do with all of this money now? I mean, I never thought that I would ever end up this wealthy, so I have no clue what I'm supposed to do with it all.
Well, just do what feels right to you. I mean, $6 million is quite a lot of money, so perhaps you could give some away to charity if you wanted to. Other than that, I'd suggest doing some things for yourself. Maybe buying yourself a nice new place to live or some stuff that you've been wanting for a while now. Or spoiling your bestest friend in the whole wide world.
And who would that be?
Well, it better be me, otherwise you and me will be having some serious words, Missy.
Well, don't you worry. I'll make sure to spoil you rotten, lol. But there was one thing I was curious about.
What's that?
Well, what do you think I should do in regards to Wayne?
What do you mean?
Well, I just mean that he's been acting a bit strange lately, and I don't know if telling him about this inheritance will make things better between us or not, you know?
Yeah, I kinda get where you're coming from. Like, if you guys are having problems, maybe it's best not to mention anything about the money. Just in case he decides to try and act like everything's okay, just so that he can get the money.
Do you really think he'd do that?
Huh? Oh no, that was just a hypothetical. I'm sure he wouldn't do that, but maybe just for the safe side of things, you should keep this info under wraps a little bit, just until you two have worked whatever kinks out of your relationship. But ultimately, it's up to you. He's your husband.
Yeah, I think you might be right though. Perhaps it would be better if I didn't say anything for a little while.
Well, I'm here if you need to talk, just let me know.
Okay, thanks, Jake. You really are the bestest friend a girl could have.
And I'll be expecting my own yacht by the end of the week because of how great I am.
Sure, I'll add that to the list. See ya.
See ya. Emily, we need to talk. Now.
What is it, Wayne? I'm kind of busy at work at the minute.
Oh, are you now? Are you sure that you're not off? Swanning about on some yacht or in some fancy hotel or something? Buying yourself loads of fancy clothes and eating at loads of fancy restaurants?
Wayne, what are you on about? You sound like you've gone crazy.
I know about the money, Emily.
The money?
Oh, don't play dumb. You know exactly what money I'm on about. Your grandmother's inheritance that she gave you? $6 million?
Oh, that.
Yeah, that. Why didn't you tell me? I mean, your grandmother passed away months ago, so you would have known about the inheritance not long after that. We could have been living happily with $6 million to our names. We wouldn't have had to work another day in our lives. Why didn't you tell me?
Well, I didn't want it to change things.
What are you going on about? Change things? Of course it would change things. We would have been rich. No money troubles at all. Don't you want that?
Well, of course I wanted that, but I also want to make sure that our relationship doesn't change. We haven't been on the best of terms lately, and I don't know. I didn't want things to get worse simply because of money.
Now you're just being stupid. Things wouldn't have gotten worse with money. They would have gotten better. I could even give my mom and dad at least $1 million so that they could live happily as well.
Well, That's what I mean.
Huh?
Look, you know that I would help your family out and stuff, but your mom has never been the kindest to me. She actually hates me, and I don't think we should reward her behavior with money, let alone so much money. It just doesn't seem right to me.
Emily, she's my mother. I want to give us her money if I can.
Yes, you can give her some of your money. However, this inheritance is my money from my grandma, the last thing she left me. So I get to decide what happens to it and who gets it. And frankly, your mom hasn't really been the nicest to me.
So what? Just because she said a few things that you can't handle, you're gonna not let her have any money? How stupid and selfish is that?
Excuse you? It's not stupid or selfish. Sometimes people need to deal with the consequences of their actions, and so if your mom wants to be horrible to me, so be it. But she won't be getting any money from me, that's for sure.
Well, me being your husband means that what's yours is mine, and so if I want to give my mom some inheritance money, then I can.
I think you'll find you can't. The money is all in my name, and considering we don't share a bank account, you have no access to it whatsoever.
Uh-huh. Unless, of course, I divorce you.
What?
You heard me. I'm gonna divorce you and take half of that inheritance money for myself. I'll be $3 million richer thanks to you and your grandmother passing. This is literally the best thing that could have happened to me.
But why? Aren't we happy?
Oh, you truly are an idiot if you think that we're happy.
What do you mean?
I mean that I haven't been happy being with you for ages now. The only reason that I'm still with you is because you had a decent paying job. With you paying the majority of the bills, I was able to use my money however I wanted to.
So you've been using me all this time?
Well, yeah, kind of. I mean, honestly, I can't see any other reason why anyone would want to stay with you. You're so boring, and let's face it, you're way past your prime.
Past my prime?
Well, yeah, it means you're old.
Wayne, I'm 26.
Yeah, that's the wrong side of 20. I need to be with someone much more youthful and younger than you. Someone who isn't going to drag me down. And it's just got that much easier now that I'm going to have half of your money.
So what? You're just going to go and wave around a bunch of money and see what gold digger who turns up takes your fancy the most?
Why not? I mean, at least they'd be up to having some fun. Besides, I'm only 27. I've still got loads of life left in me. I'm a young man with plenty of appeal.
Oh, so you being in your late 20s means you've still got loads of life then? But I'm an old hag?
Face it, it's just the way things are in the world. Women age faster than men and have to deal with their biological clock and all that. It just means that you're getting past your usefulness.
What a nice thing to say to your wife.
Yeah, well, like I said, you won't be my wife for much longer now.
Well, at least we can agree on one thing. But if you think for even 1 second you'll be getting any of my money, then you've got another thing coming.
Oh, and what are you gonna do to stop me, huh? In cases of divorce, everything is usually split evenly. You can't do anything to stop that.
Just you wait. Then we'll see who's laughing.
Emily, how dare you keep your inheritance from us? That is just so incredibly rude. I always knew that you were no good. You would be a terrible daughter-in-law. I told Wayne not to marry you, but did he listen? No. But I suppose at least you've come in handy for one thing. With the money that we get off of you now, me and the rest of my family will never have to worry about money or working another day in our lives ever again.
Well, Florence, like I told Wayne, that's not going to happen. Regardless of whether or not me and Wayne get divorced, he's not getting a single penny off of me.
You keep thinking that, sweetheart. But the truth is that he is going to get that money, and then he'll finally be able to marry that sweet girl he's been seeing for the last few months.
Wait, I'm sorry. He's been seeing someone?
So naive and clueless. LOL. Yes, he has been seeing someone. A woman called Drew. She's much nicer than you have ever been, and I seriously can't wait for her to be my daughter-in-law instead of you. In fact, Wayne has been thinking of leaving you for quite some time now. He just wanted to wait until the best possible time to do so. I guess he was right in doing so, though, because if he had divorced you all that time ago, he never would have gotten any of this inheritance money.
Actually, thanks to you, Florence, you've pretty much just ensured that he will get nothing at all.
What? How so?
You'll just have to wait and see now, won't you? Thanks for all of your help, though. You've really done me a huge favor. See you, Florence.
Emily, how could you? I don't understand how this has happened. How could you get given all the inheritance money? I was owed that money too.
Well, whilst usually you would have gotten half of that money, your mom told me something that I found very interesting.
And what's that?
Your mom told me that you were cheating on me for the last few months. With that in mind, I hired a private detective to follow you and look into what you were doing those few months, and I was shocked to discover that not only had you cheated on me with this Drew, but also with a few other women as well. You were also taking all of their money, and you've been filtering it into a secret bank account, which, funnily enough, isn't exactly a legal account.
Huh? You couldn't possibly know all of that. And for spying on me, I'm gonna sue you.
Good luck with that, especially considering I've already submitted your illegal savings account to the government to be looked into.
What?
Yeah, apparently the IRS is really interested in non-taxable accounts, which this one actually is. That's actually why you didn't get any money from me at all. The judge could see that you were up to no good, and he didn't want to give you any more chances to mess with any other woman.
I
think you should also be ready for a phone call concerning all of this. You'll have some very interested people wanting to talk to you very soon. Anyway, see ya. I've got a life to go and live, and a best friend to go and spoil. Bye. After divorcing Wayne, I never felt more free, and with the money I inherited, I was able to quit my job and live a happy life. However, I didn't keep all of the money for myself. I donated a lot of money to charity, as I knew that I didn't need all of it for myself. I also spoiled Jake a bit, as I promised, as he has always been there for me and deserves to be spoiled sometimes. As for Wayne, he was actually arrested for his illegal activities. The IRS was extremely interested in his offshore account and soon shut it all down. Wayne was sentenced to 5 years in jail, and the IRS is going to keep an extremely close eye on him from there on out. I guess it really doesn't pay to be a horrible person like Wayne.
How are you? I feel some pressure around my stomach, but overall I'm fine. It feels like the delivery is right around the corner. I'm glad you're fine. Ever since I got pregnant with the second child, my health has been all over the place. I know, right? I didn't have so much trouble with my health when I was pregnant with Anne. I guess it varies depending on the child. Is Anne fine? Is she feeling lonely? She often asks about you, Betty, wondering if you've already gone to bed when it gets night. But it seems like her joy of becoming a big sister outweighs that. While looking at the ultrasound photo of the baby, she keeps saying, I wish it would be born soon. I see. If she's looking forward to it that much, I guess it's reassuring. They often say that when a new baby is born, the older child tends to regress. I was a little worried about that. It should be fine. Anne is already a grade schooler after all. Right. Oh, by the way, what happened with the business trip? Did it get confirmed? Yes. I'm really sorry. The department head wants me as the project leader to go on this business trip. It can't be helped. You've been working really hard, hoping that if this project goes well, you might be able to get a promotion. And I've been working hard for that, Hans. I'm being counted on by the people at the company. I have to meet their expectations. So, as we discussed before, it wouldn't be right to leave Anne alone at home. So we can leave her at your parents' place while we go back to our hometown. Yes. I asked your parents too, and they seem more than happy. They seem happy to live with their grandchild for a month. They even said they'd take care of dropping her off at and picking her up from school. Is that okay? It's fine. They've just retired and have some free time. I'm sorry. This time, because of my circumstances, it's ended up being a childbirth in our hometown. If I could have helped a bit more with the house, it would have ended with your mother coming over like last time. Your parents' house isn't that far from ours. It's okay. It's easier for me at my parents' house. And there's also the matter of my health this time. I see. We'll be apart for a while, but let's try to get through this. I love you. Today the baby was moving around a lot, so energetic. It seems like it'll be born soon. Really? I'm excited! Did you hear from Dad about the overnight stay? Yes! Dad is busy with work, right? That's right. We'll have to say goodbye to Dad for a while. Are you okay with that? Yes! I promised to play a lot with Dad when I get home. I'm fine. I see. Well then, Grandpa will come to pick you up tomorrow. Okay. Good morning. I'll be home around 3 p.m. Anne is so excited to see her dad after such a long time. Make sure you play with her a lot when we get back. I can't unlock the door. Can you open it? Aren't you home right now? I've changed the locks, so don't come back. Huh? What are you saying? Is this some sort of surprise? Don't come back. Wait, what's happening? Did something happen? Just let us in. It's starting to rain and the kids will get soaked. No way. This is not your house anymore. Just go away, okay? I don't understand. What on earth is happening? We're temporarily sheltering at a neighbor's house because of the rain. Can you explain what's going on? Explain? Think about it deep in your heart. What are you trying to say? You're not in your right mind if you're kicking out your own children. My children? Don't lie. Tell the truth. They're not really my kids, are they? What? I had a hunch from the first child. Anne doesn't look like me. The second one, who was just born, looks even less like me. That's when I knew. Wait, are you suggesting I cheated on you? What makes you say that? Getting heated like this just makes you look guilty. You used to adore Anne. Because I thought she was my child. I can't believe this. I'll contact my parents. I'll report to your parents too. What the hell are you trying to do? You're going to twist the story to suit you, aren't you? I'll do the explaining. You just babysit the brat. Brat? Anyway, don't come back today. Understood? Are we not allowed to come home? Daddy, what about our promise to play? Didn't we promise to play together when I get home? Did you and Mom have a fight? You need to make up. My teacher at school said so. When you fight, you have to say sorry. Listen, Anne. All of this is Mom's fault. Mom lied to Dad. Lied? Dad isn't your real dad, Anne. So don't call me Dad anymore. Brat. Hey, how can you say that to a child? Anne is shocked and crying. What happened to you over this past month? Nothing happened. I'm sane. Rather, I feel like I've returned to my true self. What's that supposed to mean? Was all that kindness a lie? Do you remember the vows we made at our wedding? To trust each other at all times. You said it too. Shut up. Be quiet. Don't contact me anymore. Wait. I can't possibly accept this. Hands. What do you mean they're not my kids? I see. I get it all now. The real reason why you've changed your mind. Huh? There's no real reason. The cause is you. You said you're taking shelter from the rain at a neighbor's house, right? At Davis's house, a mom friend. The house diagonally across from ours. So what? When we were visiting our hometown, Davis said she accidentally saw it when she was driving. You bringing a woman into her house. Just because you're cornered, don't start spouting nonsense. Or is it this? All the women are teaming up to push the responsibility on me. This is why I hate housewives. They have nothing better to do than spread ridiculous rumors. There's evidence. What? Davis's car dashcam. I checked just in case, and it was all clearly recorded. I was shocked when I saw the woman's face. Your ex-girlfriend, right? It was Angela, wasn't it? That was a colleague from work. It's not Angela. It's a case of mistaken identity. Angela and I went to the same high school and college. I saw her face often, and her distinctive mole hasn't changed since then. I wouldn't mistake her. Should we track down our friends from college and contact Angela? We can also send her the dashcam data and ask if it's her. Or we could hire a private detective. Enough already. I got it. Angela did come to our house. Are you happy now? That's not good enough. You were saying something about the kids. A little investigation will show that those two are indeed your children. Why would you say something so stupid? Explain it properly from your mouth. Shut up. What's with that tone? You sound like my mom. It's true that when women give birth, they transform into this creature called a mother. They lose all their appeal as the opposite sex. Even though Angela was so wonderful, it's a huge difference. You plotted against me to get together with Angela. Tried to divorce me under favorable conditions for you. If so, you're the worst. You said such terrible things to little Anne. You're an irredeemable scumbag. Shut up. You, after all, don't know anything about me. Don't make assumptions. Then speak up. Stop blabbering nonsense. Come on, come on. I've been holding back all this time. Huh? Holding back? I never even liked kids. But playing the role of a good father was well received at work. In this day and age, you never know where information will leak from. So I had to keep up appearances at work, in front of my wife's family, and in front of our family. It was all for promotion. Living like that was suffocating. But the moment you all went back to your hometown, I felt that our cramped house suddenly became spacious. I could go out for a drink late at night, meet with friends. I hadn't had that kind of freedom since I was single. Is that why you ran into Angela again? Yeah, Angela hadn't changed at all. It was like my heart time-traveled back to my bachelor days. Every day was rosy. I was so happy. But when you guys came back, this fun time would disappear, and I'd be back to that suffocating life. That's why I kicked you guys out to prevent it. I see. So you're basically drunk on a momentary freedom, and your head is filled with fantasies. Looking at you now, you're clearly not sane. If you're convinced, that's just fine. Go ahead and leave me. That way I'm freed from the burden and can truly be free. Do what you want? I don't want to live with a man like you anyway. However, make sure you pay the child support, and I'll definitely be claiming alimony. Give as much as you like. It doesn't hurt or bother me at all. So it's an agreement between both parties. It's an amicable divorce. No more lingering issues. Let's not dig up the past ever again. Let's stop the unnecessary fights. You just don't want to go to court, right? It would only put you at a disadvantage. You're so low. Well, never mind. Betty, how are you doing? Who is this? It's me. It's Hans. You forgot about me? That's harsh. Ah, it's been a while. I was about to forget you. Rather, I prefer not to retain even a millimeter of memory concerning you. I was thinking it was about time you contacted. Were you waiting for my call? That's nice. Don't just interpret things in a way that suits you. I just thought it was about time you woke up and came crying back in a disgraceful manner. Did you enjoy your fleeting freedom? Is Angela doing well? Are you asking even though you know? Of course. I heard that Angela dumped you. Why? Why don't you tell me the reason? Well, Angela got angry because you sued me for alimony, and then we had a fight. I see, but that's natural, right? I told you clearly. I'll claim the alimony strictly. You agreed, didn't you? I didn't think that Angela would be charged too at that time. I didn't think that far. It's natural to claim alimony from a cheating husband and his lover, right? Ah, but you were like a drunk at that time, and your head was full of fantasies, so you couldn't think that far. You're right. I was out of my mind. Please. I want you to take me back. I returned to my old self. No, the family bonds you broke won't return just because of that. And we are divorced. We're strangers now. Please. I can't take it anymore. I can't stand going home. Even when I come home tired from work, The house is dirty, dark, and no meal is served. There's no family to welcome me home. I'm about to lose it from loneliness. Ah, I see. Really? Right now, I'm mentally quite unstable, and because of that, I'm not doing well at work. I can't keep my relationships as smooth as before. That's probably because your mental state, or rather, the people at your company dislike you. The story that you're the scumbag who locked his wife and child out of the house has gotten around to your coworkers. Why? Don't tell me you deliberately ratted me out to the company. Don't mess with me. I told you it was an amicable divorce. I didn't do anything. Remember Davis, who let us take shelter during that incident? He seems to have spread the rumor. What? It seems like Davis knows someone who works at the same company as you. The rumor spread from that person throughout the company. There's a saying, no one can put a door on people's mouths. Your carefully built image is now shattered. I doubt you'd be fired, but it might impact your future. Oh, speaking of which, weren't there talks about a promotion? You're kidding. Betty. If things go on like this, my life will really be over. But if you guys are with me, I'm sure I can start over. I want to see the kids. I want to talk to Anne again. No. I've been saying all this. Why won't you listen to my request? Are you saying it's okay no matter what happens to me? You're heartless. Stop throwing a tantrum. Right now you're just like a baby. Hey, Mom? Did you talk to Dad? Yes. Did Dad say anything? He said he wants to see you guys. You know, do you still want to see Dad? I used to. Is it different now? I realized when I saw you and the grandparents talking, Dad did something bad, right? Yes, he did. He did something very terrible. You were very sad. And Mom was very sad too. Yes, I know. I saw Mom crying in the middle of the night. My school teacher said, if you fight, you have to apologize and make up. But if you do something very bad, even if you say sorry, you won't be forgiven. Dad did something like that, right? So I won't see Dad until he really regrets it. Is that okay? Yes. I want Dad to really reflect on it. I see. You're an adult, aren't you? Probably the most adult in the family. When Han's father learned of what we had suffered at the hands of Hans, he was understandably furious. Hans was disowned by his father, ensuring that he would receive no further assistance, regardless of what might happen in the future. Whether influenced by the rumors circulating at work, soon Hans was demoted and relocated to a remote rural area. His chances of promotion were cut off, and it seems his salary was reduced as well. But given that he needs to pay child support, quitting his job isn't really an option. Until Anne can find it in her heart to forgive him, Hans' days of atonement will continue. As for me, I'm helping out at the company my father runs, while studying for a caregiver qualification. This is an effort to secure a higher paying job. My youngest is still small, which can be difficult, but Anne has been a huge help, taking care of my little sister like a second mother. From now on, we three women plan to support each other and carry on.